Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me in the studio today is Sarah Cline Stevens, attorney at law. And today we're talking all about vulnerable adults and undue influence. I think this is a very important topic. Something that I asked you off camera, I said, I think there are many different types of vulnerability when it comes to our loved ones as adults. So what do you consider vulnerable?
We're talking about someone who potentially is unable to care for themselves, or they're not able to do all of the activities of daily living, like change their clothes, feed themselves, bathe, things like that. Or maybe they have a physical or a mental disability and they're unable to make appropriate decisions for their care.
Okay. Undue influence. What does that mean?
We're talking about somebody using some type of psychological persuasion over someone that overcomes your free will or makes you do something based on what they've done that you would not otherwise independently have done for yourself.
I want to put that into layman terms, if I may. Is that someone that you've assigned to be your guardian, or is it someone that is just maybe close to you that has no legal right to be unduly influencing you?
It could be
Do you know
either
what I'm
one.
saying? What does it look like for me that all of a sudden I see my mother being influenced in a way that I think, this doesn't seem right?
You do not have to have any familial relationship for this potential of undue influence to come up. It could be, you know, a friend or a family member or a neighbor who's suddenly kind of exerting this extra interest or control over a loved one. And so certainly that's when we want to start paying attention. You know, first, is this person a vulnerable adult? Are they capable of withstanding someone exerting, you know, pressure or persuasion over them? And if they are susceptible to that persuasion, if they are a vulnerable adult and they need assistance with their daily care needs or things like that, then we want to start looking at, you know, well, what is this person's motive? You know, what are they doing? Are they acting in the best interest of my loved one?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or not?
Well, something that just sprung to my mind, I thought to myself, if my grandmother's being taken advantage of, what are the signs that could be happening? You know, what should I be looking out for if I'm feeling a little funny about the next door neighbor?
You want to start paying attention, you know, is there a friend or a family member who suddenly appears out of nowhere?
Okay.
They've not been involved and all of a sudden they're there every day, you know. Are they prohibiting contact with others? You know, like if your loved one's in a skilled care facility, and every resident in a skilled care facility in Mississippi is considered a vulnerable adult under Mississippi's Vulnerable Adult Act. So that's important to note. But if all of a sudden they're limiting visitors, or they're prohibiting phone calls, they take a cell phone away, so suddenly they don't have the ability to reach out and contact someone else. If they refuse to leave the person alone with doctors, nurses, other friends and family members, that should be raising some eyebrows.
Your grandma could be saying, oh, she's so sweet to me, she's so lovely, or he, you know, and I often think that could be a sign. But are there laws in Mississippi for if we find out someone is taking advantage of our loved one?
Yes, absolutely. Mississippi has a Vulnerable Adults Act, which is specifically geared towards helping protect against our vulnerable persons being taken advantage of, whether it's physical abuse, financial abuse, sexual exploitation. There are so many different areas where our senior citizens could be potentially vulnerable.
Is that a police report, or do I go and see a lawyer first?
There's actually an Attorney General's division for vulnerable adults where you can go on, make an online report, and you can anonymously fill that out or add your name or things like that. But there are also mandatory reporters. So like as an attorney, I'm bound by law to make that type of report. Caregivers and facilities are also bound under that law.
Sarah, always great information. I know everyone at home finds you most interesting and you give us such great advice. If you want to find out more about Sarah Cline Stevens, attorney of law, of course, there it all is up on the screen. We'll be back after this short break.